Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. If you're enjoying your day, sweet. If not, what the hell ever. So, another episode of Saturday Morning Slam to cover. 3 more episodes after this. Hallelujah. So, April 20, 2013. 420, yay! This taped back on March 23rd, 2013. It's going to be notable because there's some issues with this continuity here. So, the show starts with a notice of Mick Foley having a big announcement on today's broadcast. I wonder if this inspired Tony Khan's never-ending announcement making for his shows in AEW. I have an announcement. I'm going to make an announcement that we're going to have another announcement for the next show, so you got to keep tuning in. Ugh. Just too much, if you know what I mean. And now we're already going to Mick Foley's office to see what's going on. He's talking to Kofi Kingston and Justin Gabriel about loving high flyers in the ring, specifically name-dropping Jimmy Superfly Snuka as one of his all-time favorites. We know because the whole dive from the top of the cage, then influenced Mick Foley to jump off the roof of his house. Smart. So then Kofi thinks that this means Mick Foley wants them to team up today on Saturday Morning Slam, but Mick decides, no, swerve, bro. I'm gonna book you two to face each other one-on-one instead. And then they do the whole thing of, don't hate me when I beat you type of sportsmanship, type of banter between Gabriel and Kofi. So, two high flyers, going one-on-one, it's whatever. So, you would think, like, they announced this as coming up next, so you think it's like an opening match, and they say main event. So it would make you think that, like, it's like, is it a case where they're saying the opening match is the main event, even though the main event's the last match? Well, it turns out this is the only match of the show. So, Kofi Kingston versus Justin Gabriel, Dolph Ziggler's on commentary again. So, like I said, this show was taped a month in advance, so that means that Dolph Ziggler is at commentary, does not have his Money in the Bank contract, even though he had it at the time of the taping. But in real time, he was World Heavyweight Champion, so again, he's out there with nothing. And Kofi, 5 days earlier in real time, on April 15, he beats Cesaro for the U.S. title. This is around the time that Cesaro was doing yodeling type shit. But Kofi doesn't have a championship with him, so this is becoming reminiscent to when WCW did this type of stuff, to where they pre-tape shows a while in advance, like with champions and not champions, to where there's some inconsistencies with all this. Like somebody should be holding a title or not, and they're just not mapping this out ahead of time because they want to avoid spoilers or anything like that, which was more prevalent now in 2013 compared to what you had with WCW in the 90s. So both men, they open up the match, some slick reversals, kind of felt like that cruiserweight action we see from 10 years ago where everybody's fighting in a stalemate, like do a move, then reverse this, and then that, like the kind of sequence type thing. So Gabriel, he escapes a wrist lock, gets an arm drag on Kofi, starts working on the left shoulder, a common theme on this show. So Kofi, he tries to reverse the hold with a scoop slam, but Gabriel rolls through to keep the hold in. Kofi lands on his feet from a monkey flip. Gabriel lands on his feet from hip toss, and then both men go in a stalemate when they both try to drop kick each other in the air. So whole stand up like, ugh. So then Kofi, he gets one leaping clothesline, and he's already trying to go for the Trouble in Paradise, but Gabriel ducks past it. Jumps off the second rope with a clothesline to Kofi, goes up top of the 450 splash, but Kofi goes all the way to the other side of the ring to be like, nah, you ain't doing it. So leading to the commercial break. Then an oddity here. Back from the break, we're shown footage of Big Show, Stephanie McMahon, and David Otunga attending a Be a Star campaign. So we're interrupting the match for this from the commercial break. And to be honest, schools saying that they don't tolerate bullying and supporting Be a Star is just a PR stunt. Okay, schools say, oh, we don't tolerate bullying, but in reality, they don't do a damn thing about it. Stop lying. They're saying it to try to make themselves look good. The only time they're going to do anything about bullying is if the victim tries to defend themselves, and the victim gets punished, the bully/instigator gets away with what they do, so don't pull that nonsense. So action resumes in the ring after this. Gabriel getting some sort of abdominal stretch while also stretching out Kofi's right arm, which, alright, I thought it was kind of creative. Kofi comes back with an arm drag and once again working the left shoulder on Gabriel. Gabriel, he reverses it. He gets an arm scissors on Kofi, switching like between headlocks and head scissors to each other. In all honesty, they're better off working each other's legs. Because high flyers, if they don't have their functionality in their legs, they're going to have a hard time moving around. Like if Justin Gabriel's leg is bad, how is he going to be able to leap off top rope to do his finisher, the 450 splash? If Kofi's got bad legs, how is he going to be able to run around and leap and do like the SOS or Trouble in Paradise and stuff? It's easier than just constantly, work the arm, because what good does that do? So, Kofi gets his comeback going on, leaving clothesline, boom drop. Trouble in Paradise gets avoided by Justin Gabriel. Side Russian leg sweep takes Gabriel down. Kofi, he jumps off the middle rope for like a springboard twisting splash, but knees up gets Kofi into Kofi's gut. Gabriel, he whacked Kofi into the corner. Springboard crossbody by Justin Gabriel, but Kofi rolls through it. But Gabriel sweeps Kofi's legs. Standing moonsault gets a near fall, and then we get to the ending. Kofi goes for the SOS. Gabriel stops it. Corner springboard splash by Kofi. Gabriel rolls through. SOS. Boom. Kofi wins. So, kind of fun match. I mean, I think I checked Pro Wrestling Fandom. They said it went over like 12 minutes. Kind of feels weird, especially... Like, I can understand a long match like, say, Randy Orton versus Damien Sandow that we saw several months ago. Because they were more high-profile-ish names on the card. I mean, Randy Orton more than Sandow ever was. But for two guys that really had no direction at this point... Because, I mean, like I said, Gabriel, he was just there, and Kofi, he wasn't doing anything in 2013 outside of that brief U.S. title run. I discussed that before. But to have just about the entire show dedicated to their one match... I mean, like I said, it was a fine match. Just whatever. Now, surprisingly, this wasn't all that was on the show, because after this, they went to commercial break and come back, and Natalya, she's in the interview intersection, or whatever that backstage area is. She's talking to Primo, Epico, and Rosa Mendes. Yeah, remember when they were a trio there? So the team says they feel ignored and disrespected since Mick Foley became GM. And they said, oh, we don't like your boyfriend, like the Great Khali, which I honestly... I don't know if I was tuned out from this point of wrestling, like, for the most part, but I don't remember them saying, oh, Natalya and the Great Khali, they're hooking up. They're saying, oh, we don't like the Great Khali, he likes to fall on us. Okay. I mean, he's a giant. He's gonna fall at some point. Then Rosa, gets in Natalya's face like, oh, I don't like that look on your face. I'm the real diva of Saturday Morning Slam, which means nothing in the scheme of things. You haven't done anything to warrant any kind of high-profile name of sorts for this G-rated program, so why does it matter? So then Natalya decides, hey, why don't you put your money where your mouth is, and next week, we're going to have a 6-person mixed tag team match. It's going to be Primo, Epico, and Rosa Mendes versus the Great Khali, Hornswoggle, and Natalya for next week's Saturday Morning Slam episode. Oh, dear God. And then, oh yeah, that wasn't all, because there was one more thing. Another Saturday Morning Spotlight after this that showcases the Great Khali, and you mix footage in here. You show him footage of him being scary, some of him being World Heavyweight Champion, and some of him being loved in his home country. It's like, yeah, he's this giant guy, or however the song goes. I can't memorize the lyrics. But it's like, yeah, here's this gigantic guy who hasn't really done much of anything since they turned him babyface, and being like, hey, he's wearing magenta pants and he kisses people. I mean, then again, I already discussed the terrible face turn that they did with him with the guys from Jackass, but yeah, it looks like we already know what's going to happen next week. Right. So, I still got to ask, what is Mick Foley's big announcement? Oh, we're going to have two high flyers go one-on-one against each other. What kind of announcement is that? Huh? That's not groundbreaking or interesting. You got two guys that you think are going to be a tag team? No, you're going to go one-on-one for these fans. No. That's not going to draw in numbers. Okay? Well, then again, nothing with the show's really doing that. So, yeah. Like, it was a fine solo match that happened on the show, but again, give that much time and showcase between two guys that didn't really have a direction in this point in WWE. Not really important. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 3 more episodes of Saturday Morning Slam, and it's over. Thank goodness. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode, please remember, leave a like, subscribe with the bell turn on if you're listening to this on YouTube, or follow if you're listening to this podcast on any other service that this podcast is available on. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.